And we have a person here that doesn't need any presentation. We have Vitalik Buterin in the house. So Vitalik, welcome to Criptovision.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Okay, great. Vitalik, so what is your feeling about yesterday's panel at the last when you discussed centralization versus decentralizations? And regarding to that thing, what is your thought about Bitcoin maximalism?
The panel was fun. I don't think I had people basically call me a scammer on a panel before. Okay, they didn't call me a scammer. I think they just called me centralized, but they did compare me to SPF. But it was, it was fun. You don't usually get that. It's just so fascinating, right? Like sometimes I just admire, the strength and the energy of the vision, and just being so, dedicated to a particular viewpoint, and just, being willing to kind of just stick so strongly to your guns the whole time. But at the same time, I do think they said some things that were actually wrong, and it's like, if your only approach for analyzing a problem is the thing exactly like Bitcoin, or is the thing not exactly like Bitcoin, then you end up missing a lot of things, right? And you end up missing a lot of details that actually really matter, and it's an error that a lot of people with this purist mindset really make, and I definitely hope that
I can say that I was in the audience, and it was a really fun and also educational panel. So thank you for that. You also touched something there that is the concept shitcoin. And
Yes.
we want to share some news with you. We have listened that, for example, crypto.com has 20% of their reserves in Shiba Inu. So what is your feeling about that?
Wow, 20% in Shiba Inu, that's impressive. I mean, to be honest, I'm impressed that Shiba Inu still has a $6 billion market cap. It's, there's just these entire parts of the crypto space that I just don't understand at all. I do not understand the psychology of someone that would hold $10 million of Shiba Inu right now, but, clearly there's people who disagree with me and people who do, and it's part of it, I think, is just people in the space just wants to have fun, and there's definitely people who are holding and trading dog coins that just want to have some fun in the space, and just don't want to have this just have this kind of really serious rah rah rah, we're here to replace the government, and we're here to fight evil, and we're here to ensure freedom, and but. So it's good to have some fun, and I think the crypto space needs to give people opportunities to have some fun, but then also I'm sure there's people who actually think that it's going to make money because there's a dog or whatever, and it's I'm not sure there's anything that we can do to convince them. I think it's just the sort of thing that where the crypto space just has to keep growing, and it has to keep maturing. And unfortunately, the problem is that the crypto space has grown by a factor of 10 every 3 years, and every time it grows by a factor of 10, it brings in new people, and so we have the new people have to mature again. And
okay, and so we talk about people, about growing. So you know what? We could have a really broad audience of Latin America in our Criptovision, and we have a lot of children there. Yeah. So I ask you, how could you explain Ethereum for a 10-year-old children? Simple way.
I mean, it's just a blockchain that you can build stuff on, right? And it's, if you want to actually try your hand at programming and building your own application, and build some kind of smart contract thing, build some financial application, build some is to build anything, then Ethereum is a place that makes it friendly for you to actually do that, right? And Ethereum is just the space where people building all kinds of projects exist, where people with also all kinds of just totally interesting and different things, right? Whether it's games or ENS, and non-financial applications and like, popes and proof of humanity and all of these things. Like they just exist and they talk to each other. So it's just like a great space for builders.
Okay, so we hope a lot of these children, 15 years old, can become developers or marketers or
exactly.
in the industry.
I hope so too,
I think there are a lot of opportunities. So, but a lot of people in our audience want to know, does Vitalik Buterin has a portfolio, a crypto investment portfolio? Do you have one?
I'm kind of boring. I just hold stuff, mostly just ETH.
Just ETH.
Well, I mean, I also have, some Bitcoin and some Doge and like some Maker and a couple of other things. But, I'm generally just like boring. I think it's like over 90% ETH and I just hold stuff.
For example, what do you use? Do you use a hot wallet? Do you use cold wallet exclusively? How do you manage that?
Most of my money is in a Gnosis Safe multisig. So yeah, I mean, it's like, I call it a cold wallet because like it is actually hard to, move money out and you have to, go and talk to a bunch of people. But so it's, so most of the money is in a wallet that's difficult to hack and difficult to use for safety, which is, I think, what everyone should do. And then, smaller portions are in a hot wallet, and that's where like I do day-to-day transactions from.
Okay. So which ones has been your best and worst experience in crypto? What's the best that happened to you in crypto and what is the worst up to now?
The best that's happened to me in crypto and the worst now. I mean, I think the merge happening is like, I think has been the best in crypto for a lot of people. I think, a lot of people have been saying that 2022 has been a bad year, but I think Ethereum just like successfully completing a very smooth transition to proof of stake. Like it's been great for the Ethereum base layer. The funniest is definitely the Dogcoin stuff last year. The worst, maybe the DAO hack.
Are you a fan of? I mean, we're in La Big Conf. We have a lot of topic about the World Cup with football. Are you a footballer? Do you like football? Do you like soccer?
I think it's fun. Unfortunately, I can't like do too much sports recently just because I'm like, on the road all the time and I have to do just like more solo things like walking and running. But I remember playing it all the time when I was younger. I think football was one of my favorites.
Because you know that Canada is going to be in the World Cup after more than 30 years.
Oh wow!
So that's a major stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
And we are going to be in Qatar. So we will love later to have a present signed by you to our Criptovision's fans in Qatar. Do you have any opinion about the ReFi, the regenerative finances that is emerging?
I think it's a great movement. I'm happy that so many people care about public goods and science and all of these things. I'm happy that there's all this attention on like how to make governance more democratic, like how to better identify public goods that need to be funded, and just all of these different things. So that's all amazing. Gitcoin has been great. I think just the positive energy that those movements bring to the space is like really amazing, and I really wish that we had more of it.
Mm-hmm. And what other spaces you think that are going to grow in the next years?
Identity is like a very big thing, right? Like to me, it includes ENS, it includes sign in with Ethereum, it includes popes, it includes proof of humanity. It includes all of those things, right? Like having better information about like basically relationships between people and organizations and events. Like that to me what identity is about, and all of the applications that can be built on top of that. So I think we've been seeing a lot of progress over the last year, and I think that's only going to keep going. The work on account security that's been happening, like a huge amount of progress on account abstraction has been finally happening. There's more and more like great wallets that are being built, and I think it feels like the wallet space is really opening up more now, which I think is really amazing. The privacy space, ZK snarks. I think ZK snarks as a technology are going to be as important over the next 10 years as blockchains have been. We've been seeing a lot of great applications with them already, and I think we're going to see even more in the future.
What is your perception of the future, for example, of Bitcoin related to proof of work? I mean, why Ethereum has to change proof of work to proof of stake? It was more like the environmental impact. I mean, do you think that proof of work is negative for the environment?
I think a few reasons. I mean, I think the environmental issues were one of them, and then I think like even aside from the environmental part, like there's still like a very high economic cost related to proof of work, right? Like even if you manage to have 100% clean mining, like it's still a huge amount of economic spending that goes in, and that obviously requires like a lot of Bitcoin to be generated and added to the supply, and that's that's something that with proof of stake, like you just need a lot less of it, right? So like better security for lower cost, I think, is like generally the way that proof of stake advocates see it. But also a lot of other kind of interesting side benefits, like on the panel I mentioned how proof of stake also gives us an opportunity to improve the consensus in other ways. And I think, like, to be fair to proof of work proponents, that's like a lot of those things can be done in proof of work as well, right? Like having a large number of confirmations get added to a transaction very quickly, right? Like that's something that we got during our switch from proof of work to proof of stake because we have a pretty advanced proof of stake system. But there are ways to make proof of work systems have the same properties, right? So I think the proof of stake in Ethereum is going to keep improving, and I think it's going to be great. And I definitely expect like some other blockchains to switch to proof of stake over time, right? Like I think like Dogecoin and Zcash are probably going to be the next two, and I do expect that like for smaller chains, proof of stake is going to just be the better choice because, and like this is something that even proof of work proponents are going to admit, right? It's like if you can't be the biggest blockchain within your class of proof of work algorithms, then you're just vulnerable to attacks from a bigger one, right? And so, this is why like a lot of people have said that like Bitcoin Cash can be just like easily attacked by Bitcoin miners, and then Bitcoin SV. Well, okay, I mean Bitcoin SV's existence is an attack, but you know what I mean. It can be attacked by pretty much anyone. But Bitcoin itself, I expect it'll stick to proof of work for a long time, and that's fine. That's just a different community's view.
Okay, so great. So Vitalik, do you have any concerns about that? For example, the FTX issue is going to continue. Are there going to be another FTX?
My guess is a no, and FTX is the last one and big one, but I could be wrong. I think in general, like after this round of stuff breaking, the crypto space is going to be in a healthier place because the stuff that hasn't broken is stuff that is sound, that often actually is quite decentralized, and it does a good job of following all of the values that we really care about.
Thank you, Vitalik. It's been a pleasure. This is the wall for our crypto visionaries.
Okay, amazing.
Can you sign this?
Sure, I would love to sign it.
Thank you, Vitalik. Okay,
Thank
it's a
you
pleasure.
too.